Hello there, and today we have another Lego City update, and I'm not only going to be building the rooftop farm to finish off the sort of animal tower with the sea life and the giant fish tank right next to the lo-fi girl house, right next to the Lego tower with the Lego store, and you probably know all of that already. But we've also got a look at the giant Christmas tree in my Lego City, and I've also actually told off the waterfall, which has just been a grey plate going up the side of my city for quite some time now. So that's been told off. I've also done the rooftop to this animal tower, and we'll take a closer look at it and then head over to my Lego City where we'll see it displayed. And here we have the rooftop farm. As you can see, there is a little greenhouse here which is full of loads of different plants. You really can't see it that well when you look into it, but I'll try and give you a better angle of it when we actually have it displayed in the Lego City. But we've also got a little Christmas tree of his own up here. Originally, I was going to add this to some quad bike, and I think it just fit nicely here, took up a bit of space. There's also a generator just here on the rooftop. Perhaps that's for some sprinkler system in this greenhouse, which is honestly very nicely looking. We've got the nice gold rooster up here because this guy's also keeping chickens on his rooftop, which is why he has to fence off the outer rim. In looking for a few inspirational rooftop garden images, which honestly I didn't even end up using, so I'm not quite sure why I did it, but in looking at the images, most of them didn't have any sort of fence or anything round the outside of the roof, and just had the edge of the roof, and that was it. Just probably quite a big drop to the floor. So it's very interesting, but I had to of course add this little fence for the chickens, and it's actually using the fence piece that I picked up on the pad wall not too long ago. So it was a very nice piece to have, similar to these brick pieces here, and even the windows here have been on the pad wall. I ordered these off Bricklink just to reach a minimum spend, but they are or have been on the pad wall at some point. I've also got two little huts for the roosters here, a blue and yellow, and it's just little builds like that, and the flowers down here in the red flower pots that add a bit of colour to this mock that otherwise wouldn't be too colourful. We've got a grey greenhouse, we've got the white fence, and it's above a black fish tank and next to a brick coloured building. So it's nice to have a bit of colour in this build, and of course you've got the nice light tan lo-fi house to the right. So I think it's going to be quite nice to add this to the city, and hopefully it looks really nice. And there's also a few little bits I'll point out, like the muddy paw print that the planter here has left behind. In fact, he's still got the mud dripping off his boots. We've also got all the bird seed that the chickens are eating away at here, and this is actually the same Christmas tree as the one I built in my decorations video, which you'll see the other one in a second. That is also in my Lego City. But if we take a quick peer into this greenhouse here, you can see there are plants even on the very top shelf, and you can see all the way in. There's some vines hanging, there's some bigger plants in the corner. Most of this won't really be seen, but I've included it there because, well, I know it's in there, and it's the little details that really just bring the city to life. You can see all the different plants in here. You can see them through the top as well, but I don't think I'll really ever be opening up the rooftop, which is why I've included these slopes, sort of 1x2 cheese slopes, to make sure the roof is somewhat filled in and there's no gaps on the sides. And it also acts like a little gutter, I guess, which probably filters and reuses the rainwater to water all the plants and include it into the little watering system. So that is a very nice story there. Not only does it look cool as a build, but it's also an environmentally, I guess, helpful option. But let's go whack this in the city, take a look at the Christmas tree, and wrap up the animal tower. And hopefully, as you can see, I've got this very odd setup here with my mic, but as long as you can hear me and you can see what I'm talking about, I don't think it's too much of a problem. You can see that the farm is in fact fitted into the Lego City. It is now a permanent part, and it does look really cool. You can still see into Lo-Fi Girl's building there, and you can see the cat in the window, and her working away at her desk. But you see the chickens are nice and safely behind the fence above the giant fish tank, which honestly is one of the funniest builds in this Lego city. And we've also got the sea life aquarium just at the bottom. You can also see the waterfall that is new to this city. There's a few rocks sticking out of it and just generally looks really cool, especially at the bottom. I've tried to create a whole splash effect with different colours behind that trans blue piece, but I'm not sure it's done too well. I do need to still fill in that little puddle at the bottom, just a little creek that is probably supplying the water for the aquarium here. But the rooftop farm does look really cool. I'm not sure about the fish tank, if that should be staying and be a permanent part. I might still change that up and build some sort of, I don't know. For now it's staying and I still think it looks quite good. But we've got the Lego tower, which we've seen before. What might be fairly new is the tree stood in front of it. Now we've got all the carolers here blocking up the road. You've got these two people on bikes that are waiting to pass, but they're all stood around this giant Christmas tree. Once again, I built it in my Lego decorations video with the other tree that's back there. And honestly, I'm very happy with how it turned out. It is quite a sizable tree and just adds a bit of festivity to this side, because of course we've got the winter scene over here. We've got the snowfield park and all the builder minifigures and even Santa inside, candy canes, Christmas lights, snowmen. It's very Christmassy, so I had to include a giant Christmas tree with this LED snowflake on top, much like the little star on that one. And perhaps I could add some different colour baubles and try and get a little bit of tinsel or something around this tree for the next update, which will be the last Lego City update. Well, at least the last one for this year. I'm definitely going to be working on this in the new year. The aim of the next video will be to get the Big Bang Theory flat built and finish the sitcom tower there. Now, I don't actually have the Big Bang set and I don't think I'll be picking it up just for that quick little city update, and I don't even have any minifigures to whack in it, but I did used to love watching Big Bang Theory and can definitely still replicate some sort of flat, perhaps put a few different Lego minifigures in there, but I'll get something worked out and that will just complete sort of the skyline for this Lego city. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and do stick around, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next city update, as it will be quite an important one and will be the final one with all the Christmas decorations. Again, I'm going to show them off one last time. We've got the tree with the carolers here, and even the little tree up there, I count that as a Christmas decoration. It's got a star on top. In the new year, I'll probably just remove the star, replace it with a bird, and suddenly it's no longer a Christmas tree. But we've also got this little Christmas scene down here with even the gingerbread woman on the pavement. So it is quite a nice build, and again, the video is up. If you wanted to check that out, I will be taking it down in the new year, but that is all for this city update. May the bricks be with you, always.